Good day YouTube, welcome to another tutorial that gives you a bit more insight into the hacking world. The first step we need to do is we need to understand what it is we want to achieve. For this tutorial we'll be using Kali Linux as our attacking machine and we'll be using Windows 7 as a target machine. Take note that Windows 7 is updated to the latest patch, security patch included, and is running Service Pack 1. The first step to this hack is gaining the IP address of your target machine and your host machine. Here I have taken down the target IP and the host IP. The second step would be to install Wine. Wine is a tool that helps us run Windows programs on a non-Windows computer. In order to save time for the video, I'm going to add the console commands to installing Wine in the description below. The next step would be to clone the exploit to your computer, to your attacking machine. So I have copied this link. This is simply just tells the computer to use git to clone the following link. And because I have already downloaded this before in order to practice this tutorial, you will see that the destination already exists. In order to find the link, you can quickly just go into your home directory. Inside the home directory, look for the Eternal Blue Double Pulsar Metasploit folder. Go into the folder and right click this Eternal Blue Double Pulsar.rb file. It's a Ruby file. Copy the Ruby file and then navigate to your root folder. Once inside your root folder, there will be a user folder, a share folder. Navigate down to the Metasploit framework folder. It should be down by M. Once inside the Metasploit framework folder, go into the modules folder, the exploits folder, because this is an exploit. Go down to the Windows folder and look for the SMB folder. This host is targeted at the SMB protocol of Windows, and as you can see, my Ruby file is already in place. Now the next step would be to load the Metasploit framework console. This can be done by msf console for Metasploit framework console. Wait for the console to load up. As you can see, all commands will be prefixed by the MSF5 or MSF and then the larger than symbol. The next step would be to tell the machine that we want to use the double pulsar exploit. This can be done by using the following commands. This command simply tells Metasploit which exploit we need to use. As you can see, we have now been prefixed with this entire string of characters, which simply tells us what we're using. In order to verify the configuration of our system, we need to use the show options. This will show us the configurations of the exploit. As you can see, the target architecture is currently x86 or 32-bit. The port is 445, which is the service port for the SMB service. And then we can see that the R host is currently not assigned any IP address. Process inject is currently set to wlms.exe. Do take note that for 64-bit based systems such as the target machine, we need to change that to lsasx.exe. When you're using normal 32-bit computers as your target machines, you can simply use wlms.exe or explorer.exe. Both should work correctly. The first step we need to do is to set the victim's address or assign that to the R host in the configurable. We do this by setting the R host to 192.168.50.134. This can be seen here in the back where I've noted down my target IP and my host IP. The next thing is to set the R port to 445. Now, in order to continue with this tutorial, we need to set a Windows interpreter reverse TCP payload in order to get a reverse connection in interpreter. We can do this by setting the payload to Windows interpreter, and then we use reverse TCP. Do take note that if this is for 64-bit, you need to add this little path to the string, and for 32-bit you can just use it the way I typed it the first time. This following step is to set the local machine's IP. This can be done by set lhost, and then we use 192.168.50.135. This can be done by using the ifconfig command in Linux, or you can use a different tool to get the IP address of your attacking machine. The next step is to set the process inject to Explorer, or in our case lsass.exe. This can be done for any running servers that should be running at the moment Windows starts up for safety. If you do go further with this tutorial and you want to use your own executable or program that's currently running on the target system, that can simply be done by changing the specified process to inject. So in order to proceed, we need to set the target architecture to 64-bit, and this can be done by the following command. To ensure that everything is working, we can run our show options, and we can take note of any changes. Here we can see the local machine's IP address and port that is assigned. We can see the target machine's IP address and the port, the target architecture, as well as the process we want to inject into. Now the final command to run is the exploit command, which will simply exploit or execute the exploit for us. As you can see, there were no errors, nothing is wrong, and by typing the help command we can see a whole array of commands we can use. I'm just going to keep this simple. I will simply just use the screenshot command to take a screenshot of the target machine. So just type screenshot, press enter, and then it saves a screenshot in the following directory. So in the root directory, you can go into root, and here is the screenshot of the target machine we have currently hacked. By going through the commands, you can see there is a lot of commands which can be used for malicious purposes, and there's a lot of commands that can be used for auditing purposes. However, in all the cases, this is only for educational purposes and not for real life application. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.